Welcome back to Aceful Travel. So this video is really about Mother's Day. My wife decided that she wanted to go to Old Sacramento, and my youngest one, because of COVID, didn't get to go to Sutter's Fort this year. So rather than just having to accept a virtual tour at school, we went ahead and decided to tour Sutter's Fort ourselves. And this was pretty cool. It had docents there that explained some of the things to us. My kids, man, they already knew tons about it already from learning it in school. But this is the original Sutter's Fort that established Sacramento, which is very, very cool. They had a lot of period pieces in there. This fort is very well restored. It's just overall just super, super cool. So we walked around, went to all the different little buildings in there, and had an opportunity to read up on the people that lived in the fort, established the fort, and really about the people that lived there before the fort even was established. So this was it was very, very cool. I'd been there once before, but I was more of a chaperone, and when you're watching junior hires, you don't get to see much of the fort. So this was cool to get the opportunity just to kind of walk around and experience the fort on our own. There weren't many people there at all. There was maybe one other group of people that decided to show up that day. Very inexpensive to go there, and it was just a fun experience with the kids. This is where the cannons were, which was very, very cool. I had to see kind of that huge gate up and just kind of experience what it's like to be back there. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and check out all the new content we have coming up. So this is some of the workshops and the areas that people lived in. It was just kind of thinking about it, just kind of awe-inspiring to know that people lived like this, and this is really what established this area. People that were willing to live in minimal standards to be able to survive and establish the West, really. So of course it had the blacksmith shop and the armory, and then halfway through, which was kind of a weird spot to put it, but halfway through you go to the gift shop. So it's like, especially kids are like, we want something. It's hard to buy something right in the middle, but it was cool. So we went around, and just this place it wasn't crazy huge, but it was huge. It was really we spent about an hour and a half there, just really exploring everything and seeing, just taking a look around. So again, it was just kind of cool to see, how they lived, and those covered wagons were a lot smaller than I anticipated them being. Again, you think of how much they had to really bring with them and be there, and they're so small. And there's the printing press, but after we were all said and done here, we headed down to Old Sacramento. And we walked around there. Old Sacramento was pretty busy. So we just kind of hooked it right over to the California State Railroad Museum, which I'd never been to. So I was super excited to check it out and see what it was all about. It seems like my wife and all my kids have been there already. But this place was massive. I mean, they had some very, very cool exhibits set up, and really trains from all over really the timeline from expansion to the west and creating the Transcontinental Railroad to modern times or near modern times, and really about how the railroads were built out here in the West. It was just something that definitely worth bringing your family to, your kids to. It wasn't super expensive. It was just very, very cool. I'd say one of the coolest parts was the toy train exhibit. I mean, they had things so set up in there so awesomely. You can't imagine like really any grander exposition of toy trains than what we had here. And I didn't even get a clip of quite everything we saw there. Just again, very cool. Definitely worth taking the kids to. And hopefully they establish, a love for trains as they do that. But that was pretty much our Mother's Day trip. It was just a short trip, just, about an hour up the road. But it was definitely well worth it. And it was a good time for Mother's Day. So, next videos we have coming up, we're going to be going to Columbia very shortly, here in Columbia, California, to 49er RV. And as always, keep traveling.